Hi guys, it's Dasha and welcome to my channel. I was watching some live stream yesterday and I've seen some questions that I would like to answer in my videos. I do this sometimes. I just watch something or I watch this Q&As on Insta, and then some questions that people ask really resonate with me. And I forgot to change the light again. Or questions I really want to talk about, to try to answer. And then I write them down and I either answer them in my Insta posts or I record videos like this. So I will just read the questions and I will do my best to answer them the way I see, the way I feel it, the way it works for me. And the first question is, if manifesting your goals is a skill, then how to get better at it quickly? And my answer is by practicing, practicing. And to practice manifestation, you need to know how it works. And I will tell you really quickly how it works. So you want something. First of all, first step, you figure out what you want, and then you figure out the feeling of it. Like, you just close your eyes, or maybe you journal it out. You just ask yourself, how is it gonna feel when you already have it? And you feel all the feelings. You imagine that you already have it. You imagine that it's already yours, whatever it is, the love of your life, or money, or I don't know, better relationship with your colleagues, or a better job, or a better house, whatever. The process is the same for everything. So you just try to imagine, try to see it with your own vision that you already have it, and how you're gonna feel, how you're gonna act, what's gonna be going on inside your head, what you're gonna think, how you're gonna make decisions, what is the kind of person that you're going to become when you have that. And the next step, you need to realize that the feelings of having it is what makes you a vibrational match to your desire. So the longer you feel this way already, like you already have it, the faster you manifest stuff. So basically it's about pure faith, because there was this question in another live stream that I was watching. Somebody asked Amanda Francis, I was watching her live stream, how to believe that, for example, money is coming when you don't see it coming yet. How to believe that it works, whatever you're doing, this practices, this journaling, this, imagining that is already yours when you don't see the proof. And that's the thing. When you see the proof, it's easy to believe. But how we create our own reality is by believing what's not here yet. And so you do it every day. As long as you can, you try to keep this feeling that you already have it, that you're already this kind of person that has it already, that already manifested it. And when you get distracted by something, or life happens and you just forget about it, then you remember and you come back again. And the next step in this process is that every day you're gonna face some limiting beliefs that go into come up and tell you that you cannot do it, that you cannot have it, and that it's too simple, and it's, life is not that easy as you think, or whatever it is. And your job is not to believe them. You need to just observe them and shift them. How to shift your limiting beliefs, I was talking about in my previous video. Go watch that one. I'll put it here and I will leave the link in the description box. And it's an everyday job. So how to get better at manifesting? You need to practice it every day, and it will be easier and easier and easier every day, because you will shift more limiting beliefs, because you will see some proof and you will believe that it's working. You will have the trust in the process, and the next step is going to be easier and easier and easier. But you cannot just jump over this, and you cannot just decide once and then have it the next day. It's still work, it's still shifting, it's still processing. I like the saying that the only way out is through. So you need to shift those limiting beliefs. You need to notice them. You need to hear them. You need to, interact with them in a kind way. You need to prove them wrong. You need to ask yourself, is it ultimately true, this limiting belief that I'm saying to myself? And you need to choose a better truth, a truth that works for you, a new belief system for yourself. And it's an everyday job. The next question is how important your emotional state during the day for manifestation of your goals? And the answer is very important. Like what Louise Hay used to say, when you say your affirmations like 15 times in the morning, or like for 15 minutes in the morning, and then you go about your day doing what you are doing and thinking your usual negative thoughts, that matters a lot. Because think about it yourself, 15 minutes versus the whole day, like the rest 10 hours or 9 hours of your day. Of course, your emotional state matters. And this is what I'm talking about. It's your everyday job. It's your 24/7 work. Care about your emotional state 24/7. But here I want to explain something. When I say that your emotional state during the day is very important, it doesn't mean that you need to lie to yourself and try to pretend that you are happy and cheerful when you're not happy and not cheerful. Processing through your negative emotions is a process too, You need to accept yourself. You need to love yourself, and you need to let yourself know. I was just writing about it in my post on Insta and in my blog post, that you need to always be with yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to approve of yourself no matter what you're going through. And you need to always let yourself know that you have the right to all your negative feelings. Like when you feel sad, when you feel upset, when you feel stressed, let yourself know that you have the right to feel this way. Of course, you're a human being. Of course, stuff happens in your life. Of course, you have the right to feel this way. And you need to be with yourself. If you want to stay in these feelings, it's totally fine. But then you need to shift. You need to figure out what is your fear or what is the emotion that you're going through. And you need to work with it. And I was describing in my videos how to work with your negative beliefs. I also have a video about what to do with haters, and there I was also describing one more process. Go check that one. It's when you ask yourself, how does it make you feel? And you answer, it made me feel this and that and that. And then when you describe this, you ask yourself again, and how this, feeling this, how does it make you feel? And then you answer again, and you keep asking yourself the same question about every answer that is unfolding until you find the root of it, something that happened long ago that was, that you made some conclusion about when you were younger, for example, that was very traumatic for you. And then you add experiences and you see them the same, and it's like snowball. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you need to get back to the root of it and figure it out, what's triggering you, so it would stop triggering you. Why am I saying this? I forgot already. Oh yeah, so you know how people sometimes say that positive thinking is really evil? It's exactly why they say that. Because they, instead of processing the emotions, instead of choosing more positive beliefs, instead of shifting the limiting beliefs, they just think that positive thinking is when you just go about your day saying, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And whatever is going on, when shit hits the fan, they just close their eyes and say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And it never happened and it was not real. This is not how it works. When you try to suppress your negative emotions, they will bite you in the butt later. So don't do that. Respect yourself. Love yourself, approve of yourself. When you love and approve of yourself, you don't let yourself lie to yourself. So what you do during your day is you notice the negative patterns that are going on in your mind. You maybe write them down if you cannot just journal about them on the spot. You just write down those limiting beliefs. And in the moment, you just say to them, thank you, mind. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm ready to let this idea go. This limiting belief came up because it's ready to be released, and you just write the list down. And then when you have time, maybe in the evening, maybe in the morning the next day, you just work with every limiting belief. So you write it down and you ask yourself, is it ultimately true? And then you answer. Your emotional state, exactly, not your thoughts, not your visions, but the emotions that those thoughts and that those visions awaken you. Your emotional state is your point of attraction. So every time you remember about it. Ask yourself, like, you know, you go about your day and you just remember this. Ask yourself, what am I attracting right now? Because you're attracting experiences and people and circumstances of the same vibration, the same emotional state you're having right now. This is why your emotional state during the day is very important. It's your point of attraction. So you need to sort it out. You need to shift it. It's the most important work. So the next question is what to do if your family members are constantly thinking negatively. And the answer is it should not affect you. I mean, it is affecting you at some point, to some point, because you know you have conversations with them, you talk to them, you interact with them on a daily basis. But basically, your point of attraction is your point of attraction. Nobody's influencing your point of attraction. The only way they can interfere with your point of attraction is that you react to them negatively, or maybe you agree to their limiting beliefs. And it messes up your point of attraction, it messes up your emotional state, and this is how it goes. This is what you attract. But they cannot, against your will, influence your emotional state. I know it's hard to believe, but this was one of the most important thoughts that I started with. I started processing, I started working on. If you live with your family members, just remember that you can feel good anyway, no matter what they're doing, no matter what they're saying, no matter how they're acting. You can, at any given moment, just go within yourself and be happy anyway. And this is what you need to repeat to yourself daily. This is what needs to be your daily affirmation. I can feel good anyway. My happiness just depends on me. No matter what they're saying, no matter what they're doing, I can feel good anyway. I can feel happy anyway. My happiness just depends on me, just on me. Besides, when you live with your family members, you can clearly see the negative beliefs, the limiting ideas you've been growing up with, because your family members maybe just, you know, by their negative thinking, they just show it to you on a daily basis what you need to work with. Because if they have those limiting beliefs and you have been living with them for years, you probably adopted some of those, or maybe all of them, all of those limiting beliefs. And you just need to observe those people you live with, and you need to write down the negative statements that they're saying, so you could write about them, you could shift them, you could question them in your journal later. What else is important? Boundaries. Boundaries. They are easier to maintain when you don't live with your family members. This is how it happened with one of my family members. When I was, you know, going through some stuff, I began believing in myself. I began journaling a lot and shifting a lot of limiting beliefs and working on myself. And one of my family members said to me that, you know, it would be nice to be proud of me, but I still am not married, and I at that point I wasn't, and I still don't have kids, and I still didn't build a successful career. So basically what she said is that she has nothing, like I have nothing they could be proud of, she could be proud of. And it was very painful for me. And I was not ready for this, because, you know, I thought that I'm making progress. I begin believing in myself more. I begin working on what really matters to me. I begin following my dreams, and I was so excited, and I knew a lot of information. I wanted to share it with the world. And maybe this is exactly why I pissed her off, by the way, because she was asking something and I was giving her my wisdom, what I know, and like somewhere along the way she just told me that you know, it would be nice to be proud of you, but you still didn't do anything to be proud of. And what I did is I set a very strict boundary with her, and I just didn't talk to her for 4 months, because it was painful for me, and because I realized that I have the right to feel this pain, because I did not expect that. I expected support from her and I didn't receive it. And since it's painful for me to talk to her, I would probably just stop. And so she would call me and we would talk about like, something like what she needed, something important. And if I needed something from her because she's my family member, I would call and ask her politely, and then that would be it. And then I would just end the call. Thank God I didn't live with her, because I know for sure that living with a family member, it's harder to maintain your boundaries, to set your boundaries, but you still can do it. And it's a really nice practice. It just gives you precious experience when you know how to set boundaries with your loved ones. You then know how to set boundaries with the rest of the world. It just gets easier. So how you set boundaries is, first of all, you let people know that they're not allowed to criticize you. They're not allowed, like, if they don't have something positive and inspiring for you to say, then they shouldn't say anything. And if they are the people who say that, criticizing is good and it's useful, they should be criticizing themselves and they should be accepting criticism. But you are not tolerating this. And when somebody's saying something that is not nice to you, you are just saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, but you are not allowed to talk to me like this. And then you don't allow people to talk to you like this. You leave, you refuse to talk about it, you change the subject, you start talking about weather, you just directly, openly change the subject, and you refuse to talk about the subjects that you don't want to talk about with these people. And when they're being negative, leave the room. I know it probably will hurt their feelings, but it's their choice to be hurt, and it's always our choice how we take the situation, how we react to the situation. Even when I was offended but what that family member told me, it was still my choice to accept it, to take it or to not take it. So it was my choice to be upset, and it was my choice to deal with this, to set boundaries, to stop talking to her, or to continue to tolerate that or not. And it's the same with your family members. When you set your boundaries and they are upset about this, it's up to them how to deal with this. They can be angry and it's their choice and it has nothing to do with you. They can be supportive and it's their choice. It has nothing to do with you. You're grateful for their support, but you're not responsible for how they react. You're not responsible for how other people feel. And also, one more important thing is that you need to remember, and it's not for the beginners, honestly, because in the beginning I just couldn't understand it. So like if what I'm going to say is not resonating with you at all, it's fine, just skip it. You will get back to it later, you will understand it later. But the thing is that people reflect back to you what you have inside of you, what you feel about yourself. This family member that I'm telling you about, who said that there's nothing to be proud of, I didn't do anything to be proud of, her words hurt me because somewhere deep inside I felt this way. Somewhere deep inside, I still had that limiting belief that, no matter how much I've grown for the past 2 years, I still have nothing material to show as my success. I still haven't grown my audience on YouTube. I still haven't grown my audience on Twitch or Insta. I still am not making as much money as I wanted. I'm still not married because it was in my head for a long time. I was actually talking about this in my video about how to make your dreams come true. I will also add the link to the description box. So when somebody says that you are miserable and useless, it hurts you when there is something in you that thinks that way. Because we've had this experience, all of us, when somebody says something to us and it's just a complete nonsense. Where did it even come from? It just makes no sense at all. It's just so not true. And it just doesn't hurt you when it's not. And so when your family members are negative towards you, when they're not supporting you, when they're saying something to you that hurts, it's the next step, it's the next level. It's when you already shifted a lot of limiting beliefs, when you already worked through a lot of stuff, processed a lot of stuff, when you can take the stuff into consideration, and when you realize that if they say something that hurts, maybe you need to dig a little bit and realize in which ways you're thinking that about yourself. How did it make you feel? Because when you find the reason why it hurts you, why you feel this way about yourself, those things will stop triggering you. People who say that will stop hurting you with this. You will be just like, nah, that's not true. Go away. It's just your opinion. You have the right to your opinion, but don't share it with me. And they will stop sharing it with you because you attract from people what you are, like what you expect and what you have within. So also think about that when you are suffering from your family members being negative. But basically, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how they are, your happiness depends on you, just on you. Your well-being is your job. You can shift your vibration, you can shift your emotions, you can get into another emotional state at any given moment by your own choice. And no matter how many negative people there are around you, when you have peace within you, you're fine. So this should actually be a daily practice. Like if you're surrounded by people who are being negative, you just don't listen to them, don't agree with them, don't engage with them. Just, go within and repeat to yourself, I can feel happy anyway. My happiness does not depend on them. No matter what they do, I can feel good anyway. My happiness just depends on you. What? On me. My happiness just depends on me. What was I saying all this time? Next question. What to do when you want your loved one to feel good? When you want your relative, your kid, your animal to feel good? How to fulfill this desire? How to manifest this? It's again through the feeling. The only thing you can do is to feel the way it would feel when they're healthy, when they are vibrant, when they feel amazing, and how you feel observing them being happy. Visualize that. Visualize them being happy and cheerful and running around, happily, joyfully, because you cannot control other people. You cannot make them do something. You cannot make them repeat positive affirmations. You cannot make them start their own journaling session and work through their limiting beliefs that cause them to feel bad, that cause them to feel sick. You cannot control what other people do or feel or behave like. So the only way you can help them through your own emotional state is to stop believing in the disease. Just make it your everyday effort to just, instead of observing the disease and observing the bad emotional state or bad mental state or whatever, just have your vision that they're fine. Just imagine them 12, 20 times a day, healthy, happy, talking to you cheerfully, running around happily, and just feel the feelings. How would you feel when they are healthy, when everything's fine with them? And try to be in that emotional state, because by being in that emotional state, you will attract from them maybe a different way of behaving, maybe different thoughts. Maybe they will just be feeling better when they are around you, and it will be a healing experience on its own. But it's all about you. You cannot make them do anything. It's your emotional state. That's how you can help. They will respond to your energy. But please, 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 please remember that you cannot control other people. Like, they can feel better around you, but maybe for the rest of the day, for the rest of their life, they feel miserable and they are drowning in their limiting beliefs and they don't want to do anything about it. You cannot control them. So just take care of yourself. Love and appreciate and approve of yourself, and accept that you are doing enough and the rest is not up to you. And the next question is how to distract yourself from pain and how to manifest health when you're feeling the pain in the present moment. I've practiced it with my migraines a lot of times. You seriously need to distract. This is like the only answer that I can give you. You just need to find ways to distract yourself. And you will probably try a lot of practices until you find the one that works for you. For some, it's gratitude journal, when they just like, no matter how painful is what they're feeling, they just open their journal and they just write 20 things they're grateful for. And it works for some people because they just get distracted and the pain goes away. Some do visualizations, some write in their journal how they would feel when it's not aching, what they would do, like how they would act, and they go in all the details about this magical feeling of healthy body and how it's capable of a lot of stuff, and what can you do with it, and what will you do with it when it's, you know, when it's healthy. A very important thing to remember that saved me a lot of times, that I took from Abraham Hicks, is that your body is a living miracle already. It breathes on its own, the heart pumps the blood on its own, it does a lot of stuff on its own that you're not actually cautiously control. So it can heal on its own too. Your body knows how to heal itself. Its cells just renew every now and then. Your physical body knows how to be in the flow, how to heal itself, how to renew itself. The only thing that is standing on its way, that is standing on your way to well-being and to feeling better, is your thoughts, your own mind, because in your mind you don't believe in it, because you keep observing the reality instead of your desire. Every cell of your body, and you multiple times in your mind, send a lot of rockets of desire to be healed, to feel better. And vibrationally, it's already happening. The reason you are not seeing it in your present reality is because you're concentrating on the present moment, or on your disbelief that you can be healed. So your only job is to not stand in your way, is to not resist it with your own thoughts, and you need to distract yourself. Find a way to distract yourself. When I have a migraine, I try different things. I tried gratitude journal, I tried playing Overwatch, I tried watching stand-up comedists, I tried going for a walk, I tried playing with my cats, I tried having fun, talking and laughing with my husband. I tried a lot of stuff. I tried creating something, I tried writing something about it, or I tried writing down how it feels to be healthy. I tried this practice where I pay close attention to the part of my head that is not aching and visualizing this health, this well-being just spreading all over my body, and then trying to pay close attention to every other part that feels good because this health is spreading, and try not to focus on the part of my head that is aching, because when you concentrate on your healthy parts of your body, you will bring more of this feeling good into reality. One day one thing works, another day another thing works, and there are days when you 1 minute feel good, and then for the next 3 hours you just feel pain again. And one more thing that I noticed, it was very tough, it was very hard in the beginning, but it got easier with time, to not concentrate on your part. Like with the migraine, you'd probably understand what I mean. Migraine is something that comes and goes. Like you have pain, and then for the next few minutes you don't have pain, and then you have pain again. And when it's not aching, when I don't have pain, I have this habit of trying to remember where it was aching, where the pain was. So I would, realize that it's not aching anymore, and I would try to remember where exactly that pain was, and I would try to feel it, and then it would return. And I was talking to my sister, and I was talking to a bunch of people about this, and I was sharing this experience, and they said that they started noticing it with themselves too. Like when you don't feel pain anymore, when you manage to distract yourself for long enough time and the pain goes away, don't get back and try to remember where it was, because it will get back there. You will bring it back there with your attention. And in the beginning, it's a very hard exercise, honestly, because you see yourself doing it. You feel that you're trying to remember what the pain was, and you're telling to yourself don't do that, and you try to distract yourself, you try to, go play with your dog or do something else or play a video game, and you still do it, and the headache is back again, or the back pain is back again. How to distract yourself from the pain you're feeling at the moment? First of all, trust that your body knows what to do, that your body knows how to heal, and that the only way you can help is to stop resisting it and get distracted. And step number 2, distract yourself. Find ways to distract yourself with something positive, because when you feel positive vibrations, when you feel positive feelings, you're helping yourself, not standing on your way. Okay guys, I'm gonna finish here. I have more questions and I'm going to answer them in my next videos because I don't want to make this one longer than it already is. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I helped you to shift through something or to understand something better. Please support this video. Please give it a comment. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. You will help me a lot and you will not miss out on my new videos. So thank you, and I will see you in my next video.